Alhamdulillah, salatu salam ala rasulillah wa alihi sahbihi sallim sima kathira. So how quickly did we start Ramadan, and here we are on the cusp of the last 10 nights, inshallah ta'ala, starting tomorrow night. And so I know that everyone's intending to do the most, and you're going to get encouraged to do the most in these last 10. So I wanted to actually go a different route and showcase kind of what, if a person can't do the most, what are the things that they should attempt to do as a minimum? You know what I like to call the exhausted person's guide to Laylatul Qadr. Some of us, the reality is that we're juggling our kids. It's tax season for the accountants, school, work, finals, exams, all of these types of things. And we want to be able to make sure that even if we're not able to do the most, that every night at least we're checking in with doing the basics. And so I just have a quick list of 6 things, inshallah ta'ala. Number 1, that a person aim that they pray Isha with the Imam and the entire Taraweeh. So that you come, you pray Isha, and that you pray the Taraweeh, including the Witr prayer. Because the Prophet ﷺ said in a hadith reported by Nasa'i that if a person prays with the Imam until they leave, it will be counted for them as if they spent the whole night in prayer. And so making sure that you stick it out, inshallah ta'ala, and that if that's the case, then you need to be careful with regards to which masjid you go to. You know whether you're going to an 8 rak'ah place or you're going to a 20 rak'ah place, because wherever you go, you want to pray until the end, inshallah ta'ala, so that you get the reward of praying the entire night. Number 2 is to pray Isha and Fajr in congregation. The Prophet ﷺ said that one who prays Isha in congregation, it's as if they prayed for half the night. And one who performs the Fajr prayer in congregation, it's as if they prayed the whole night, reported by Muslim. So that I try my best as well, inshallah ta'ala, to be present at least for the Isha Jama'ah and the Fajr Jama'ah. Number 3, to pray at least 2 rak'ahs after Isha. Let's say, for example, for whatever reason, I'm not able to catch a Taraweeh. Then at the very least, that when I pray Isha, I don't go to sleep until I've prayed 2 rak'ahs at least. Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, he says that, as Al-Qurtubi reports, that he said that whoever prays 2 rak'ahs after Isha, فَقَدْ بَاتَ لِرَبِّهِ سُجَّدًا وَقِيَامًا. That person has spent the night in prayer, in his explanation of that verse from Surah Al-Furqan. Number 4, that if a person sleeps, we know that during the last 10 nights, the Prophet ﷺ أحيا ليله وأيقظ أهله, that the Prophet ﷺ would spend the night in worship, and people try to stay up as much as they can, but you need to sleep. And if you need to sleep, that you be at the very least intentional with your prayer, intentional with your sleep rather. The Prophet ﷺ said, whoever goes to bed intending to pray and pray Qiyam at night, then sleep overwhelms him until morning, will have recorded that which he intended, as his sleep is a charity given to him by his Lord. And so if a person intends through their sleep, they don't just collapse on their bed and go to sleep, but they're intending when they go to sleep that they want to wake up and pray Qiyam as well, that sleep, if they don't wake up, gets recorded as worship, and that sleep is a charity from their Lord. And Mu'adh ibn Jabal famously, he said, إِنِّي لَأَحْتَسِبُ نَوْمَتِي كَمَا أَحْتَسِبُ قَوْمَتِي, that I seek reward for my sleep like I seek reward for my Qiyam al-Layl. And this is not a hadith or a statement of the Sahaba that only Sudanis know. It's something that's narrated as well, that other people are aware of. Number 5, if you wake your family too. The Prophet ﷺ in the last 10 nights, he would wake his family and generally spoke of the great reward for a family that prays together, when he ﷺ said, as reported by Tirmidhi, that when a man awakens at night and wakes his wife and they pray 2 rak'ahs together, they're recorded amongst the ذَاكِرِينَ اللَّهَ كَثِيرًا وَالذَّاكِرَاتِ, the men and women who make much mention of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then finally, the 6th is to just, on those nights that you make a lot of dhikr and dua. Aisha radiallahu anha, she asked the Prophet ﷺ what she should say on Laylatul Qadr, and the Prophet ﷺ taught her to say, Allahumma innaka afuun tuhibbul afwa fa'afu anni. Oh Allah, you are forgiving, you love to forgive, so forgive me. And so this also is something that the scholars indicate that the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, they understood by Aisha's question that Laylatul Qadr is a night of dua. She asked the Prophet ﷺ, if I know that it's Laylatul Qadr, she said, what should I say? She didn't say, what should I do? And so making sure that we have a lot of dhikr in these last 10 nights. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to experience the best that these nights have to offer, and make us of those, inshallah, who when this month has passed, have been of those who have been forgiven of their sins, granted their requests, and saved from the hellfire. Allahumma ameen. Jazakumullah khair.